Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. I hope you are doing well. Welcome to Monday. It is December 15th. It's been a minute. It's been a week. I think it's been a week, right? Something like that since I've been on here. Oh, at least for these kind of reads, right? I'm so sorry that I had to kind of take a hiatus. I wanted to get some other reads out last week, which I just wasn't feeling up to par. And then Friday, the power went out. Nothing like a cold winter's day for the power to go out. Apparently somebody hit a pole. They were able to do like a temporary repair, but at that point I had to leave the house for an appointment. I'm on my way back and they're like, oh, P.S. we're going to turn your power back off from like 2:30 to 7 so we can make a permanent repair. So it was cold in the house and we went Christmas shopping somewhere warm and tried to make the best of that situation. So it did not go according to plan, and by Saturday I was just exhausted. So yeah, that's that. So in time I will let you all know. I've gotten quite a few emails and comments, and I'll check in with you all and let you know. Just not quite ready for that yet, you know, for personal reasons, but I've always been pretty transparent with you guys, and that's not going to change now. It just in the right time, in the divine timing, guys, right? So Scorpio, we're gonna get you a weekly out. This is again Monday, December 15th. This will be for your sun, moon, rising, Venus, North Node, and stellium placements if you have those. I think I have one spot left, and if not, I will take on one more of the 2026 personal numerology predictions for 2026. So if you are still interested in that, feel free to reach out. It is different than the normal sessions with me. Personal reads are limited, but they are available. So do reach out if you're interested in a personal read. I'd love to hear from you. I'm watching my workload right now. So we'll work out a day and a time that works for both of us. And so the email is in the description box. So is the channel membership link if you're interested. And you can also go check out Discord at Path of Enlightenment Tarot on Discord. So there's all of those things. What else? Anything else going on right now? I don't know. Was it Neptune? No. I don't know. I need to catch up on astrology and whatnot. So that is what it is. We'll leave it at that. Kids are home. We got 8 inches of snow yesterday. And we have, it's like 4 degrees. Maybe it might have doubled to 8 degrees by now. I don't know. But we got 8 inches of snow, and it's freezing everything off of you if you walk outside. So if you hear ruckus in the background, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. All right, guys, let's get down to it. Let's go with this deck. Scorpio, Spirit instantly is saying transition. So 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, about 15th to the 19th, hell, you could even say to the 21st, right? Okay, just looking to see what was going through there. But transitioning, Scorpio, transitioning. See what the overall is. Risk in the reverse. Risk assess. Ooh. Scorpio, you're not taking any risk right now on something. I don't feel like this is a bad thing, though. I feel like this is, like, now is not the time. A little bit of hermity. The Grove is about self-care, self-love. Now is just not the time. Risk says, yes, take the leap, take the jump. You know, it's like the full energy. Go ahead and do the thing. This week, Spirit's using the term apprehensive. You might even be a little bit fussy around certain things. But it's because you're requiring balance to life, to situations. So it's, you know, I actually had a couple of calls last week with a few clients, and I told them I felt a little bad kind of repeating a smidge of the same message. But they were primarily Scorpios, if I remember correctly. And I said to them in those calls, and just, you know, not the overall thing, but to kind of bring it into perspective was, you might be waiting on people to catch up with where you are. This risk to me of you doing, I don't want to say doing nothing, because you are, but you're not doing anything when it comes to taking a leap to the outside perspective and world. You're kind of like, I'm going to just sit tight. be on my throne and see what comes to me. This might be a week, Scorpio, of you sitting, check out that kitty, on your throne and letting things come to you rather than you going to things. It's how do people show up to you? It's like, I remember years ago, someone would say to me, family member, have you heard from so-and-so, which was another family member? And I'm like, no. And they would say, well, maybe you should call them. And I'm like, here's a fun fact. The phone works both fucking ways. They can call me too, right? It works both ways. That's kind of how I feel like you're approaching things this week, Scorpio, is if you have to do something, you'll do it. I don't think that you need to do a whole lot, though. That's the thing. And I think you're already fully aware and cognizant of sometimes less is more. And this week is going to be less is more because you're going to find out more, listening, literally, as I say that. You're going to find out more by that way of, if you've had questions and doubts about people, you're gonna find out real soon. I do think that there is some, like, I want to use the word shallow, but it's not quite what I mean. You could be having conversations with people that feel a little humdrum, a little I could say, I don't know, maybe for some of you this will fit, but I don't think it's the majority. Like Eeyore, like woe is me, right? But I don't even quite, it's just like, hey, how you been? Okay. What's new? Life is lifing. Oh, okay. But in that, though, Scorps, something seems to make a little more sense to you. These could be people from long ago. These could be people recently. I feel like there's a little bit of nostalgia, though, because there's been a disruption to the continuity of energetic flow between you and, I think, a couple of people. I don't think this is just one direction. This could be you reuniting with maybe some old coworkers or old friends, or someone you went to high school with or something. How you been? And it's not that you're not excited to talk to this person or they're not excited to talk to you. It's just kind of like everybody's in their own space of, where am I? What part of a paradigm or timeline am I on? Because everybody feels really uncomfortable right now. Like we're trying to get to this certain point, but we're not quite sure what the hell the point is and where it is that we're going. Pluto and Aquarius, all the unknowns, right? And it's funny because with Neptune going direct, the illusion is breaking up, but in a very sparse kind of way. It's taking a lot of time for things to unfold as they need to or as they should. It's not going to be an overnight process. Neptune was ass backwards for quite a while. It doesn't just miraculously heal overnight, right? It takes some time to get our bearings about us. Anytime anything goes direct out of retrograde, it's like driving backwards and having to hit the brakes and shift gears and then gain that forward momentum. I feel like for a lot of you, oh my God, the forward momentum is slowly coming, and in spirit, oh my God. I don't know if this is a comparison, guys. I'm just gonna say it, and like, I just say what is given to me, and you can do with it what you want. If you take offense to it, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't, but some people might feel a little kind of way. Spirit goes just like Sleepy Joe. I don't think that man's going to get his mojo back. I think his mojo has up and went. He's been a pawn in a very big sea of fish, right? He's been the bait. But so, maybe that's how you have felt Poor guy is so confused. God bless him. Maybe that's how you felt. Why Spirit wanted to go there? I don't know, but there it is. So do with that what you will. Hey, we're not chewing on cats. Just FYI. Now that we're back in our space and I'm not on the recliner anymore for the time being. We'll see how long that lasts. All right, let's get down to it. What else on this energy, Spirit? I do feel like there's something more. Give me those. To that risk in reverse, though, Scorpio. What else? And I'm not going to rush through this read because I haven't been here with you guys in a while. So let's just be present and enjoy it, right? The sun is at least shining today. That makes, even if it is bitter ass cold, like that's got to make you feel good. It's like, oh, at least the sun is shining, but God darn it, don't walk outside. You know, it's like snap back to reality, right? Is it lose yourself? Eminem, snap back to reality. You know, and as I say that to you out loud, you know, poor Joe. You know, I'm going to say this, like, in any other situation, I don't know why we're going there, but we're going there. This is going to correlate to you somehow, in some way. In any other demographic, any other geographical situation, economical situation, family situation, that would be elder abuse. I mean, let's just get real for a hot second. Maybe you know somebody that's going through something like that. I don't know. Maybe you're going through something like that. Defending family, perhaps. I don't know. But that's fucking elder abuse. But in politics, they can do that because they line pockets. Think about it. You know, snap back to reality. You know, maybe he has good moments. Maybe whatever this is for you, you have these moments of, even if it is temporary clarity that goes, I see what they're doing. I know what that's about. The stranger. Scorpio, you got people in, I got the chills. Ooh, you got people in the distance watching, right? You got 2 3s here. You got people on the outside looking in, Scorpio, but you're also, it's almost like you got your door, I just said if you step outside, right? You've got the door open, foot propped between the door and the door frame, taking a look out around, you know, what is going on out there around you. Scorpio, I don't think you're making a big leap. You're kind of like in the basement, in the dark, building, working, planning, strategizing to what is to come. Hang on. Okay. It's Kid. I was like, what are the animals doing now? We had the one, she went to get spayed on Friday too. I had to drop her off super early and you know, tell a cat not to jump and play when they're 7 months old. Yeah, that goes real well. Anyhow, but Scorpio, it's like you've got the door propped open. As I said that, my daughter was opening the door to the downstairs, to the basement. When I talked about the basement, you know, I say these things. It's nothing. Everything is a part of the reading, right? But you're building, you're working your way up towards something this week. This is an energy of quiet stillness, preparation, and planning. And you coming out more dignified than ever in something. Like your grace, your beauty, your well thought, your judgment calls on yourself, your honesty. You're cautious, but you're fucking brutal in what you do. You can assert yourself unlike anybody else. There's something about that you're planning for your own self, but you're letting everything and everyone else come to you. If you want to be a part of my world, you can come to me. If you want to do X, Y, and Z, you can come to me. If you want to work with me, you can come to me. And this isn't, Spirit is also addressing, this isn't like a stubborn, fixed Scorpio standoff kind of thing. Like, oh yeah, well, I demand you come kneel at my feet. Scorpio, the energy that you are exuding and allowing to happen as it is has to do with you allowing people to show you who they are, where they are, and what they represent in your life. That's the thing here. I want to make that real clear to you. It's about the representation. As you build, as you create, as you spiral upwards, as you ascend, where do these people fit into your world? Make sense? All right, let's get to the days of the week. Where is that deck? I got everything all moved around. I don't know where anything is. That's not it. That's not it. Ah, there it is. I was like, where did they go? All right, let's see. All right, Scorpio. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What's happening in your world? Hey! Stop that. Hang on a second. Okay, Scorpio. Cat. We've been trying to keep her upstairs since her surgery, and there's a kitty door. So I've got two that want to go down the steps and can, one who wants to and can't. And when the kiddo was trying to take care of things, the cats are like, let's run her amok. You know, 3 cats and 1 kid. She's kind of outnumbered, so. All right, let's get, whoa, half the deck, Scorpio. Pollution. Let's see. Spirit for Scorpio. For oxygen. Monday. Key. You know, I do think there is someone specific that you recognize is a real fucking problem. I don't think there's another way to put that. They are a problem. This is, I think I've said this to you before. This is the person, just as an example, that you could, they have a problem for everything, and you could give them a solution, an outside of the box thinking solution, and they'll find a problem with that solution, and you could offer them 10 more and they'd still find another problem. What are you supposed to do? Like, what do you do with that without losing your mind, right? You know, it's people like that who really show who they are and what they're made of. Like, could you imagine, as I say that, wisdom, that, like, if you had to stop and put yourself, you ever hear some people talk, and they just keep going and going, and you're like, okay, you know, so-and-so, that's enough. Like, probably shouldn't have said that out loud to people. It's almost like it's, they're embarrassing themselves. Like, every family, I think, has that one family member at Christmas dinner that just says the things they shouldn't say, and it's like, why would you say that at the dinner table? Like, you're embarrassed for them. Like, you're like, oh my God, who says that? Oh my God, who does that? This person is like, they don't see a problem with their behavior. And maybe you feel embarrassed for them. Maybe you're annoyed by them. Like, you're trying to get away from them, whatever this is. This is, you know, you run into that person at the store and you're like, oh God, it's that one person who just talks forever. Like, there's just something about that energy that screams like, please just stop talking. Please just shut up. You know, I don't like using that word with people, but damn, you know, Tuesday, depravity. Someone's trying to make you feel like you're in. See, it's the same person. It's funny, Scorps, you know. These, hold on, Spirit, they have butt each other. Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to read. It's weird it comes in like that. As like almost one day. There's something about that 24 to 48 hour period running in together. Very different, right, than we typically do, but we're going to run with it as that, because there's some type of timing is not working out. Actually, I think I'm going to clarify this all together right now. Yeah, timing is not working out to their benefit on something. If they had some kind of idea, plan, scheme, Scorpio, it's not working out. Whether this, I think that the timing is one very specific aspect of it, but I also feel like they've played the cards. They've, you know, pun intended, I guess. They've played their cards. They've wasted their hand. They needed to be more strategic and smart about what they were doing in the past. But it's like, you know, when people let jealousy, like it's like the reasons we do things, right? Like Scorpio, I think a good example is when people tell you no, you're like, hey, watch me, right? You will work to prove them wrong, but then in the middle of that, maybe that was that fire, right, that got you motivated, but ultimately you're doing it for you. Other people will do things in jealous resentment of another person and go, watch me do this, and I'm better than you, you know, that kind of thing. This person, instead of using their time wisely or using the cards that they had wisely, some of them could be trying to divinate, Spirit's saying against you. So I don't know if somebody is doing that, shame on them. And, you know, just like religion or anything else, like, what's your intention? If you're doing shitty things, do know whether you label yourself as spiritual or not. If you're doing something shitty with ill intention of any kind, it will bite you in the ass. Just wait and see. So if somebody is trying to use maybe something they've watched you do, Scorpio, as a means to get to you, Spirit will have their ass. Just sit back and let it happen, right? Divine timing. But whatever this person was trying to do, it's almost like you've escaped their grasp. You've escaped. It's like no matter what you did, or what they did, let me rephrase. No matter what they did, you were like 10 steps ahead, because it was like you didn't, I won't say that it didn't bother you, and I won't say that you didn't care. But you just didn't let yourself go there. Like every time they did or said something, you could have felt some kind of way, but you didn't let that become an overriding factor to you. Their timing, the timing is off. The timing is Spirit, now or never already happened. Spirit, tell me more about this divine timing. What is that about? 9 of Wands. You know, if this is somebody who enjoys playing victim, Scorps, I said shut up, right? 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords, a Strength card. She's mastering his mouth. She's like, let's push your jaw shut and just zip it, right? They're screaming, Spirit is saying. They're screaming. This is like somebody throwing a sincere temper tantrum, Scorpio. There's the Emperor. They're trying to control justice. You could be dealing with an Aries or a Libra. It doesn't have to be, or Cancer. To the World card. Something here is moving and shifting, whether someone likes it or not. This divine timing is Scorpio, somebody just didn't get it. I don't know why this is coming up for Monday and Tuesday. You could be having a conversation with this person, because this card of snake, lies, poison, fertility is there. And it's like the lies, they may be telling lies or speaking lies upon your name, trying to make you look bad, trying to make you give up, walk away from something, give up on yourself. They're trying to control the narrative, right? The Emperor has his own way of viewing things. This person doesn't want you to get what you rightfully deserve. This Queen of Swords to the 8 of Wands to the 5 of Wands, they could be very brutal in how they speak to you. They could be very bitchy. They could be kind of, I was going to say competitive earlier. And that's what's obviously the Five of Wands is competition. I feel like you are having to restrain yourself. So do be mindful of the words that you as well speak. But again, with this risk in reverse, you're not going to say anything that's going to put yourself in a negative light. So there could be a lot of conversating back and forth Monday, Tuesday this week. And then you've got the King of Swords, 10 of Wands. There's a burden of proof that is required from somebody else. Like you've got the receipts, Scorpio. Like you can compete, you can outdo, you can what do they call that? Outspar? No. It's kind of like sparring, Scorpio. You ever watch like UFC fighters or boxers? The ones that burn all their momentum and they're just bouncing and, you know, they're like jumping all over the place. And every step that they take, they're burning momentum, right? They're burning the energy that they're going to need to land that punch. And you're just kind of like sitting back, reserving your energy, preserving yourself. And when the time's right and they drop their defenses, that 9 of Wands, boom, 1-2 knockout. Like it's like boom, boom. You're not going to waste your energy. You're not going to overexert yourself. You're not going to run yourself amok. You're not going to overthink this. You're preserving yourself. If you want to really know something about people, let them talk. Let them do all the talking. Especially when they don't tell the truth. Because they'll forget what they said. They probably already did. More than once, too, on top of it all. So, this snake card, Spirit, the devil, more lies, more deception, more restrictions, 2 of Pentacles. The way that they have worked to control maybe money, finances, 2 of Pentacles falls into the reverse. They're trying to narrow down. It's like they're not quite sure what angle to take with you, Scorpio, but they want to like, this is somebody who, 2 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups has tried to maybe financially force you to walk away from something. You've got 3 8s here, Scorpio. So something is absolutely freaking closing out. This is, they don't get to control financial stability, like something that is stable to you or has been stable to you. It's like they've tried to really rock that boat for you. And again, for whatever reason, Monday, Tuesday, this energy seems to be heavy. And I will reiterate this to you. As I read this Monday, Tuesday, do know that depending on your timeline, it could fall other days this week. But do know that something about this energy is sitting in your energy, and it's something you need to know and be aware of this week. Okay? Just a heads up. But I think most of you, there is something around this Monday, Tuesday situation or whatever's been going on. But it's leading you to where you need to be. It's leading you to happiness and fulfillment. But it's kind of funny, Scorpio, because the way Spirit's showing this to me is that we can move away from this. You understand, okay, address the divine, okay, we'll go over that divine timing, one other aspect of that, but Spirit is also giving it to me, like I would typically go clockwise, right? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Spirit's going, now go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It makes me feel like as I lay the cards out, I'm going backwards. So Scorpio, you may be taking what some would consider an ass backwards approach to certain things. And if that's the case, so be it. You do you, boo, right? You do what makes you happy, right? So, fuck everybody else. That's what I have to say to that. Fuck everybody else. All right, so this divine timing, Spirit, why? What is about they've used up their time or did I say it was a karmic poker face? Karmic, was that? No, I think that was in the channel members. But karmic, the time on this karmic relationship aspect, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be romantic. It's just done. Like narcissist, it gets thrown around loosely sometimes, but that's what's here. It's been very self-absorbed, one-sided kind of energy. They've tried to hide. Scorpio, whatever the options, that key problem, the key core personal problem with the situation, somebody who's tried to keep you invested in something, the mask is falling. Like, the mask, it's not even that the mask of this person is falling off, because they still think that they can do it, but it's like, it just doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't work anymore. You know, I could say, like, my kid and the cats this morning, right? Like, she's becoming far more apt to their shenanigans, so she knows what to do and what not to do, because they're kittens, right? So they're like, oh wait, hold on, we can get her to do this with us, and whereas mom would hit us with a spray bottle kind of thing, she's catching on, right? She doesn't fall for their same old tricks. She knows what they're going to do. She knows the next move they're going to make, so she cuts it off before it gets started, right? This person's mask is still, they're still the same old clown that they've always been. But the timing of you having to be a part of this is coming to a close. There's a reason for that. You're not supposed to be a continuous part of somebody else's problem. Train's going through, my apologies. So this is absolutely closing out. Why? My eyes itchy. Why the conversations this week, Spirit? Why the conversations this week? 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. They want to make, I heard instantly, they want to make some type of arrangement, King of Wands, with you. Do know that this is just another way of keeping you. They just want to secure a victory or a win, or think that they've won. They haven't won a damn thing. You have the proof. You're going to need the proof eventually. Because they're not quite done playing games. They want to make it look good, right? Mask, they make it look good, but it's very deceptive behind the scenes. So don't be afraid to take necessary action against this person either. Next, 3 of Pentacles, I'm going to say 3 weeks. Air sign again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Don't be afraid to take, literally, I said narcissist. 2 decks. I think I have 2 decks. That's it. That say it. And there it is. This person just thinks they can just do whatever they want to do. They can get away with whatever they can get away with. Not anymore. This is whatever is happening in your personal situation when it comes to this person. They can't get away with this anymore. The time is up on this behavior or this way of being. And it's because you've called an end to it. So for some of you, this could be, you know, someone in your life who has always lived like this. And they know with you, they just met their match. You're just not going to put up with their bullshit. For others of you, this could just be somebody who, I mean, Scorpio, right? People become obsessed with you. It's just like par for the course of being a Scorpio. And you're like, you know what? Like, I let you do this to me X, Y, and Z times, and I'm over it now. Like, I don't want to be a part of that. That's not for me. That's not the way I want to live my life. And they think that they can still control that aspect. And it's like, you know, somehow in some regard here, you've laid down some sort of boundaries and moving on. They're having a panic attack over it. Okay? They're losing their shit over this. And it feels like this has been happening, Spirit is saying, incrementally for some time. Because this is just somebody who doesn't take no for an answer in the worst possible way. Okay? So there's that. All right, let's see. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for Scorpio. This person thought they could manifest you back into their life on their terms and kind of like keep you as, ew. It's like I see a cage and them keeping you in this cage to watch their life evolve. Wow. Like they could keep you there and you would watch them be happy and be a prisoner to them. It's almost like a voodoo doll. Some of these people, oh my God, is this so crazy? What does the matter with people? may have a little voodoo doll or something that symbolizes you and have it in their house as like you in a cage, like you are caged by them somehow or binded, oh my God, by them some way. Scorpio, hey, absolutely not. Do your prayers, affirmations, protect, put boundaries up, protectors around you to safeguard your energy, right? This person's fucking nuts. Like they thought that they could puppeteer you and keep you in a little cage that you would always have to be there with them. Like somebody is deranged as fuck. Truly. All right. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday. Commitment and adjust. Commitment came out kind of sort of upright, but then kind of rolled. I think that's an interesting combination. And I actually kind of like it. This is kind of like angel devil energy, someone breaking out of old habits and patterns, trying to, Spirit saying, see what comes next. It's reflective energy here, Scorpio. You and somebody else could be reflecting that same energy around what you want to invest in. Thursday, rest. Rest sounds good to me. Empty room. And then on Friday, reconcile. Maybe getting back together with somebody. Guard. Pet. A lost pet could be returning home. Might just be seeking some kind of comfort, care, companionship, closeness over the week. It's more so, Scorpio, you trying to align with potential solid allies, differentiating between who you want there. Again, letting people come to you. You see the golden color of both of those, right? So there's something comforting to the energy, though, as it comes through. So this adjust and commitment for Scorpio on Wednesday, Spirit, this week. What's that about? Okay, that one went there. We're going to leave it there. Page of Cups and the Two of Wands. Came out a little funky, sideways, but not like, it's like, yeah, I'm not sure. It's like, I don't know what I want to do. And I feel like that's what you're dealing with. Whether this is you... excuse me, whether this is you or somebody you're dealing with, this really is trying to find what comes next on something. Scorpio, this could be your work. This is something you feel has great potential and momentum. And I think that if you're dealing with somebody in this energy, because it does feel like a mirror, a reflective thing, it's taking some time to adjust to a new way of living, a new way of doing, a new way of being. But there's a lot of love to be had or given in a situation. There's a lot of dreamy energy with the Page of Cups. But there's also the need to slow down. So I don't know if this is you or someone you're dealing with, but don't rush the process, right? The divine timing aspect is showing back up here for me. From the Two of Wands, which is about choices, to the Three of Wands, which is Sagittarius, like expansive energy that is, like, let's plan about this. But then the Three of Cups is celebratory. Like, we have something to be excited for because we've worked, we've planned and we've worked on, and now we are implementing. So this is bringing some level of emotional fulfillment after we've made a choice. I think that somebody here is wanting for someone to make a choice maybe sooner than they're ready to make a choice, Scorpio. And if it's you who you're trying to decide what is the next best thing for you, now and into January, be okay with taking your time to make the best choice for you, one that is self-care oriented. For Scorpio in this, if this is Scorpio, Spirit, what do they need to know? Wise, trustworthy, caring, and optimistic. overcoming obstacles. Like whatever it is that you're facing, Scorpio, it's temporary. It's a temporary feeling. I don't know why the hell I'm hearing that damn song Watermelon Sugar High. Can't stand that song. Oh my God, it's so annoying. I don't know. Maybe you're just annoyed as I say that. Maybe you're just annoyed with what's going on right now. It's like, just can we get past this point? And it's funny because Friar Lawrence here, and Lawrence could be a name that's of importance. He's holding the wand too. As I had these cards sitting here for this Two of Wands, this is what it looked like from my view, the way I had them laying there. He had that one wand sticking out, and you take a look at him. He's got that one wand sticking out. So this is kind of like, I feel like you and another person are kind of looking at each other in the same eye set, perception, whatever, and kind of going, well, what are you going to do? And the other person's going, well, Scorpio, what are you going to do? Right? Crossing that barrier. It's almost like two people are afraid to make some kind of movement on whether it's work or love or a promise, a vow, a commitment, but it is something that they would have to commit themselves to. And I think that's a little scary right now for some reason. But the time, for some of you, you may feel like time is of the essence. And in one way it is. In another way, it's the time is necessary so we can work through some sort of feeling. Okay? What else, Spirit? Scorpio, have patience. I just said the timing, right? Patience. There it is. Have patience. Water sign, intuition. Trust what you know. Like, you know, I just don't think that, Scorpio, I don't think that you're faring well in the silence of things, because it's like that's where you're overthinking. Knight of Swords, like, let's just get this over with. I know I'm congested all of a sudden. Comes in and is like, let's just do this thing. Let's just be done with this. I don't want to wait, right? St. Paula Cole, I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. Scorpio, are you being a little dramatic? Are you being a little dramatic? Like, I don't want to wait for this to happen this way. The next couple of weeks, the next 3 weeks, you're just going to have to, maybe 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to have to be patient. Because I do think that somebody else is also trying to work through something. Who is the or what is the somebody else? They're trying to reduce, like, if this is love, they're quite anxious. If this is business, they want to make sure they're making the right choices. They want to make sure that this is going to be cared for, taken into consideration. I think that it's possible that if it's a work situation, they have a, you know, as they say, shit rolls downhill, right? They got a boss on top of that boss that's kind of mean mugging and going, I mean it, like, this has to be done the right way. So they're taking whatever this is very seriously. This is somebody who doesn't take things lightly. They know that once they say this is what we're going to do, we're going to stick to that. So if you feel like whomever or whatever you're dealing with, and this could be in more than one area of life, Scorpio, isn't moving, it's because they really want to make sure it's done the right way. I think some of them may seek counsel. They may talk to friends, they may talk to family, they may talk to colleagues, they may talk to a trusted advisor about this. But here's the thing, like, whether you know this or not, they want to move on this too. They want to move on this too. Why is this showing up though on the underneath? Why is that showing up? Like, they want to make a move on this themselves. Whatever you've, like, okay, so if this is personal relationships, Scorpio, if they know what you've been through in the past, they don't want to repeat that, or they may not want 44 on the clock, or they don't want to repeat something from their past. if this is work related, as an example, and again, place this wherever it fits in your life, and they, how do I put this, for work, it's almost like making sure whatever it is will stand the test of time. Like, it's here for a long time, not a good time, right? Like, we want to see that this is going to hold its weight. This isn't somebody who's going to come in for like a month and go, oh yeah, I can do that, and then bail. So, because they want to have abundance, they want this thing or whatever this is to be successful. So they want to make sure that the staying power is there to see it through, right? So they're really, they really have to make some very strategic and keen decisions. They want to make sure that this is, again, for the long haul. It's long-term planning, it's security, it's stability. We've seen that 44-44. There's a reason this is taking some time, Scorpio. So whatever is happening on Wednesday feels like this is kind of like, there's moments where you're like, okay, I get it. Like, I gotta wait, I gotta be patient. But then at the same time, it's like, damn it, I just want this to be done, or I want this to move forward, or I want this, or where do I fit in this, right? That's how it feels. So on Thursday, take a deep breath, right? Rest. Empty room. Maybe nobody's home. I don't know why nobody's home. The star comes out sideways. You're kind of spirit caught between desire is what I just heard with the star sideways. Again, Scorpio, this is also part about you getting clear with what you want on what you now have. I don't think you're as solid as you once were about something, or you're not feeling as courageous as you once were about something. It's almost kind of like, you know, did I lie to myself? Was I just not seeing something? Did I really think that this would last forever? And I'm not saying it was a relationship, so settle down, like, everybody calm down. But it's like you're going from a new beginning to the end. And it's like maybe something did jump, 15 pegs really fast, and it's like, this is not what I thought or what I wanted, but it does create new opportunity. And I kind of feel like with this rest and empty room, because it literally says pause, journey, new beginning, to know people, the end, and opportunity, with the star kind of hanging out sideways. Needing to get clear, like, where does one thing end, where does the next begin, and how do we translate that into different avenues and areas of life? Spirit is saying to you, like, we want you to be calm, we want you to be present, we need you to be aware. 4 cups. You're focused on things that are not important right now, but we're trying to show you could be getting a message from Spirit, an emotional message of what we need you to let go of, and what we need you to start paying attention to. Some of you could have some Spirit saying resistance around the ideas of money as well. King of Swords, listen, you're going to end up meeting with somebody, okay, who might give you a little bit of bad news about a particular situation. It's probably going to trigger like a mental, like, oh shit kind of moment. It's like, well, now what do we do from this point forward? Hermit Virgo energy. But it's going to make you wiser, and then you're going to be able to strategize accordingly from that. What is this news about? I don't think that's coming right away. Ace of Swords, there's a truth. There's a very specific truth. King of Swords, King of Wands. This person is going to advise you on what you need to do. Like, they're going to provide you to the Queen of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, the Magician. They're going to be able to tell you exactly what you need to do so that you're back on top of a particular situation. It's like you could just be Knight of Cups, 2 of Swords. They're going to bring you to a crossroads here, Scorpio. And then you get to make a decision on something. 7 of Cups. They're going to lay out to you all of the options. But you have to surrender to all these options. All right, what is this star sideways with this empty room? Because you may see this as a no-win situation. You will win. Okay, you will win. Because it's like whatever is rightfully yours will come in due time. 8 of Cups. The Tower. There you are, Scorpio. You got Aquarius here. Scorpio, Aries. The Ace of Pentacles. 7 of Wands. you may have to let, what do I want to call it? There may be a legal proceeding that gets let go of, like dismissed, too. And that's going to open a new opportunity to something else. What do I want to call this? Like, I don't know that this is the best example, but I'm going to kind of roll with it. I kind of want to go with legal for some reason here, because you're getting advice, King of Swords. Let's just say you had a traffic ticket. You fight it, you win. That closes out. But you also had an issue with, like, let's say landlord-tenant, where you really weren't in a good, fair position, like you weren't treated fairly. So because, like, I don't know, let's just say there's a $200 filing fee, right? So because that gets let go, that traffic ticket, you can now take that $200 and invest it into making something else fair, right, and just for you in a separate situation. There's something about some acknowledgement to that this week on Thursday. You're getting some kind of news or information, okay? So I don't know, that's pretty specific how this is going to play out for you, but also, even if it's not legal, you're needing to get clear about where one thing ends and another begins. And I think this is kind of like the whole way around in life, Scorpio. I really do. I think it's coming in various ways for you here, okay? Anything else on Thursday? Thursdays are always interesting days for you. What is that about? Camera. So something, you may have photo evidence you've learned from the past. Hammer rebuild. You're not rebuilding, you're working on the next thing. So it's kind of like, I don't know, you could even just see it as like home remodeling projects, right? Like, oh, I finally got my kitchen cabinets in, that's done, now I can paint, right? It's like, you know, however you want to go do things, but it's like once you get that one thing off your list, it's not that you're rebuilding, you're just moving through the list. You may need to make a list of the things you need to take care of so you stay on track with something, but do keep moving forward. All right, Friday. Reconcile, coming back together with some. I don't know why that card today makes me feel happy. Makes me feel happy for you. Reconcile. What is that about for Scorpio this week or on Friday? Five of Swords, the Sun. Somebody may want to take you somewhere, Scorpio. It's almost like somebody's trying to like rescue you somehow. Like somebody will hurt someone else's feelings if it means protecting you. You're gonna see the true colors of somebody this week, Scorps. And you know, I'm seeing that Five of Swords is like a win at all costs kind of energy, but for your benefit. Guard, Death card, Scorpio, there you are. This could be you too. Like, I feel like someone is kind of coming into, I don't want to call you a damsel in distress or, you know, doesn't matter your identity, like, but you're not a damsel in distress. But someone is very, Scorpio, this could even be just in the ethers, but you've got at least one person, and the majority of you have a person around you. If it's not like a spiritual friend, then it's someone who has great love for you, who will not let you concede to somebody else's bullshit, so they'll always advise you appropriately. And I think that the majority of you have somebody on the other side who is very protective of you. So it's kind of like, Spirit, thank you. You've got double forces working towards your toward your benefit to keep you safe, guarded, protected, and the win at all costs is coming in on protection. It's almost like having two people, Scorpio, who have tried to come at you, hurt you, or this is a person with their supporters. And this person is like, it kind of just, they give me this feeling, Scorpio, to your benefit, of anybody who tries to mess with my Scorpio, like, fuck your feelings. Like, if I hurt your feelings to protect Scorpio, then so be it. Talked about that pet, that companionship, right? A dog is fiercely loyal and devoted to you. They will protect you. Even your cat will protect you. Cats are very protective too. This is somebody who will walk to the ends of the earth to protect you and see you through. They are, call them your knight in shining armor, but they're moving you to your 10 of cups. They're moving you into your happiness and empress. Like, they're putting you, again, it doesn't matter your gender, on your throne. Like, they want to see you happy. They want to see you fulfilled. And they're going to come to your rescue and your aid. So you've got someone around you, whether this is business or love or friends or groups or whatever this is, that, I don't know, it could be what we saw back on Monday, Tuesday, of people trying to mess with your energy. But Scorpio, I said to you, it's like this week, you're letting things come to you. And on Wednesday, you're sitting back in the quiet and seeing what others are doing. And Thursday is like, you're thinking furthermore about all of the things, really. And then Friday is like, well, who's showing up for Scorpio? And someone does show up for you. They very much show up for you here. Why do they feel like they need to? Poker face, death. They want to transform something here where they maybe feel like you've been let down or they've let you down in the past. Love. It's out of love. Somebody feels like they let you down, Scorpio. Why do they feel that way? Is this person sincere? Moving. Something about a move. Challenges. Spy. It's like, if you have somebody that's, Scorpio, there's been so much moving the past couple months, I think, for you. Actually, this year, when I think back to it, like, there's been a lot of moving energy. So this could be, and there's the Six of Swords too, the Death card, like cards of moving on and transitioning, right? And then the Move card. This is Eight of Wands is there. Someone's trying to overcome a fear of making some kind of commitment or move, whether this is physically or metaphorically speaking, but they know that the Spirit is saying they're stuck in transition themselves. Why are they stuck, Spirit? I see there's that crossing the barrier card. Overcoming obstacles. There's something that they're at a threshold with, Scorps, that makes them want to move forward. And it goes back to, was that Wednesday I was talking about that? It's almost like they got to come in, have a minute with you. Again, this could be work. Think about it and then kind of go back to the drawing board and go, okay, now I understand this. It's like each time they take a pause, or each time you're taking a pause, you're learning something, right? It's like changing the heart. You could be very used to people who, I don't know, like fuck with your head, right? Like if you're used to dealing with narcissistic people, when you see the slightest tinge of anything narcissistic, you're like, is that motherfucker gaslighting me? Is he? And you're going to take it to heart. And then when you take a step back and you realize that that's not what's happening, it's like you have to embrace that that's not the reality that you live in anymore. So whether this is you or the person you're dealing with or the job or whatever it is, I think it's both sides of it. I think it's one more than the other. I think one is more open to the idea of already kind of knowing. Again, it goes back to like why people do what they do. Like we already know, can't be mad about it. So I think, Scorpio, that's probably you. You're a very deep psychological way of viewing things. And I do think that as you ascend, you got to let other people cross those thresholds and those barriers too, and they have to realize they're not dealing with what they used to deal with. Again, it's letting people catch up to you. And I would expect this type of energy for the next 3 to 4 weeks, to be honest with you. And then all of a sudden, I won't say that rainbows and butterflies happen, but something kind of erupts that lets this funky energy transmute, transform. And I think each week it's going to continue to do that. It's just going to look a little funky because it takes time to work through processes on an emotional level. And then to think about it. So I hope that makes sense. Let's get immunology card. And then I'm done. And then I'm done. All right, Spirit, let's close this out for Scorpio this week. Show the world the real you. Came out sideways, full moon in Aquarius. But I said, it's kind of like you're coming out, like you're not coming out to play. Nothing will come of this situation. That nothing will come. What is that about, Spirit? Meditate and contemplate. Like, okay, don't overthink it. Whatever that is, like, don't, I told you, it's like you're overthinking it. Don't overthink what's going on. Like, if you overthink something, it's not going to change it. It's not going to make it move faster. It's not going to make it slow down. Like, we're on a course of divine timing. If you want to figure it out, communicate. That's going to be your best course of action. Don't let your past hold you back. Greens, blues, and yellows are important this week. All right, guys, I'm leaving it there. I'm sending you all so much love. Personal reads are open and available. I'd love to hear from you. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon.